A report on the hypocrisy of using tragedy to target immigrants' introduction, the Laken-Riley Act, reflects a troubling trend. Using individual tragedies to justify sweeping measures against vulnerable communities. While the death of Laken Riley is tragic, exploiting such incidents to enact laws that harm immigrant families, undermine rights, and profit from incarceration is unacceptable. A biblical call to welcome immigrants, Republican lawmakers often claim Christian values, yet support for S. 5 contradicts biblical teachings. Leviticus 19, verse 34. The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself. Matthew 25, verses 35 to 36. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. Deuteronomy 10, verse 19. Love those who are foreigners. Punitive policies betray these calls for compassion and justice. The dangers of the strongman mentality laws like S. 5 rely on a flawed belief that punishing many to address the few is justified. Such policies exploit tragedy. Using one act to harm thousands mirrors collective punishment seen in authoritarian regimes. Destabilize families. Indiscriminate detentions fracture families and destabilize communities. Ignore root causes. Rather than fixing systemic issues, they scapegoat marginalized groups. The hypocrisy of selective outrage. Republican lawmakers' outrage is selective. While targeting undocumented immigrants, they neglect the harm restrictive policies inflict on American families. Hypocrisy includes profiting from incarceration. Detention is a lucrative industry. Harming citizens. Policies separate families and penalize mixed-status households. Blocking family support. They oppose bills like the American Families United Act, which protect U.S. citizens married to undocumented immigrants. A call to action demand accountability. Expose lawmakers exploiting tragedies to push harmful policies. Support immigrant rights. Advocate for family unity and pathways to citizenship. Educate and engage. Share stories of immigrants' contributions and the harm of punitive laws. Push for reform. Work towards comprehensive, humane immigration policies. Conclusion: the Laken-Riley Act misuses power and betrays American and Christian values. Exploiting tragedy to target immigrant communities weakens our nation. It is time to reject fear-based policies and embrace governance rooted in compassion and equality. Let us stand together to oppose this bill and expose the hypocrisy harming America's most vulnerable.